welcome back. This is I'm working on supersized Disney heroines by Xana Cross-Stitch. This part right here is the Pocahontas section that I was working on. And yeah, so I'm working on this one on a 25 count Lugana. It's my first 25 count. It's 1/1 10th stitch, so you'll see there I don't cross back over. I only do the one single line. I think I kind of just wanted to talk about like what the process of this piece is going to look like. I don't know. I wanted to put out a video this week, but I really I'm not ready to like sit down and film a floss tube yet. I don't know exactly. I'm not where I want to be to film that. I want to do like a monthly, I think, update. Because I feel like the progress is more visual at that point. But yeah, so what I'm going to do with this one is I think I've decided that I'm going to do color complete based on each princess in whichever section she's in. And so what that looks like for me is right now in the Pocahontas section, I'm working on so in the Pocahontas section, I'll start with the 310. And once the 310's done, I'll move on to the next highest color. And I've kind of gone through my bullet journal and I've listed out all the colors, how many stitches. So then at the end of each section, I can go through and I don't know, like see exactly how much of each color I've done. I'm kind of curious to like look at what that looks like and like how the colors are spread out through the different pages. I've noticed a lot of big sections in Pocahontas that are like all the same colors. So I'm wondering if that's going to be a consistent thing throughout the piece or how that's going to look like just with the colors and the number of stitches and whatnot. So once this 310 is done, I'll move on to 939, which isn't really much of a difference. But if you've been following me on Instagram, my updates will probably become a lot more sporadic at that point. I'll probably switch from doing like page updates to section updates or like by color. Because the black has so much and you can see so much from page to page, I think it's necessary for me to update page to page, but that's just me. That's like a personal preference. It's not like me telling anybody how they need to be doing it. I don't really know how people like stitch like this because I struggled, man, to get that set up and with my camera the way I wanted it to be and how I wanted my phone to look. I still don't really care for this. Like it's full screen and it shouldn't be up and down. It should be landscape. It shouldn't be the other way. And my stand kept moving. So what I've done is I've taken my phone and I have like this phone mount and I mounted it. I have a bookshelf that sits next to me. I mount my phone to that bookshelf with this camera stand and then I sit like parallel to the table, which will sit on my right. And so on my left is the wall, on my right is the table holding my tablet. And that little stand, it actually, like one part of it sits under my leg to hold it still, and then it holds the hoop up. And so that's kind of, and I had my I don't think I had my microphone set up this day because I really didn't plan on doing any talking. So I had to have had my computer out, and I think I was watching a documentary or something because there's several little videos that I did. This was not the first one. And I don't know if you can peep my sweater, but I got this in Port Angeles the weekend after Matthew Perry passed. And so it's all of the it's like Looney Tunes characters in front of the fountain, and it says Central Park. It's one of my favorites. Friends is such a good show, and I have yet to pick up that book, and I don't want to sit and cry. I'm not ready to sit and have a big sob fest while I read it, so I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list. Matthew Perry's book. I don't know if anybody remembers the Disney dolls that Pocahontas had that came with the Pocahontas movie. Well, they didn't come with a movie, but they came out from Barbie. They were my favorite thing on the planet, and I absolutely loved her friend. And I remember I had the whole set. I had like Pocahontas, and I had John Smith, and I had Pocahontas' friend. And it came with like a little tiny Miko, who's always been my favorite. I just adore him. So yeah, just kind of looking through where this is, and what in the world? I can't figure out exactly where I'm at in the stitching on this piece. To be completely honest, I cannot recall. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with this. I think the best part I think about stitching intense stitch is just like the quickness with which it works up. I think it's really interesting to see kind of exactly what that looks like and how to I guess, like, I don't know. The thing that's really, I feel like it's very tranquil is like the counting of like where you need to go when you're doing color complete. And I don't know if you've been here for like a long time, but if you have, you've heard me talk about wanting to do a color complete piece before. And I think that it's necessary to do a color complete piece just because I don't know, like, I am a person, I love watching people do color complete and like Tess from Tess Stitches when she's doing her haystack and like she posts sometimes she has worked on that thing for so many days in a row and it's just her work is so beautiful and I am absolutely obsessed with her and I think that that's like the real inspiration behind me wanting to do a color complete piece is that I think that it's just so satisfying to see it all done. And when it's done, you have like this beautiful thing that you're finished. And I think that that's what cross stitch should be about. And I think it should be fun. And yeah. So anyway, as this is wrapping up, I'm going to let it go for a few minutes without some audio on it. I kind of want to look and hopefully this gave you something to like stitch along with for a few minutes or like get an idea of how I stitch if you were wondering. I'm hoping to find a new setup and to do more things like this in the future, so hopefully that can be something that I messed up right there. I think I don't know. I've had countless mistakes on this piece, but that's okay. Mistakes happen and they're beautiful, and that's an important part of working. But anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful day and that you guys enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.